to All These Possibilities with me, your host, Ciara Brooke. And joining me today is Deborah Reese, my sister-in-law and friend. This is actually our second time doing this because I messed up the audio on the first one. Didn't have the mic plugged in all the way. But Deb is a great guinea pig because she's like, yeah, we'll do it again. It was so much fun.
It was
Thank you for being flexible to do this again. So but yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a while, just talking to friends and family and members of our community about their dreams, their hopes, and just getting to know their story, like getting to know you, because people like stories and people like to get to know people. So this is All These Possibilities, where I will be interviewing and talking to special guests about all of their possibilities. So welcome, Deb. So what I was gonna say is, okay, I can cut this out.
Okay.
So we've grown up together in small town Tonkawa, Oklahoma. You're just one grade above me, which isn't a big deal here in Tonkawa because small town, small school. We cheered together, did some track and cross country, but we didn't really start being friends until we started dating our now husbands, who are brothers. So we're sister-in-laws now.
Yay.
And you're a great friend, and I can't believe we weren't friends before. And I love our whole sister friendships we got going on with all of us, Brenna, Brianna, Omega, and us. It's really cool. I feel like we're really blessed to have that, because I know there's some, not everybody does. So, but yeah, why don't you just tell us about, just introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, just a general overview of who Deb is.
I'm Deborah Reese. Professionally, I am a teacher. I enjoy kids. I love kids. So that's how I got into teaching. And I do lots of other things. I love to travel. I love to spend time with my family. I love to come to Mega,
Yes.
our downtown building in Tonkawa, and I love to dream, and I love to learn.
Awesome. So we'll get back to Mega House later in the interview, because I do want to talk about that. But let's start with talking about your teaching career. Did you always want to do that, or was that something that developed later in life?
That's a great question. No, I did not always want to teach. When I was a senior in high school, I wanted to be an accountant because numbers made sense to me, and I thought, hey, I could make some money. Yeah, knowing numbers. And so I was an accounting major my freshman year. And then I went on a missions trip to Argentina, and there we ministered to people in the northern tip in a very rural community, and there my role was playing with the kids. We put on this festival. I dressed up like a clown. I walked on stilts because I was the best one at it.
Nice.
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was fun. But I was able to communicate with kids in other ways than through languages that we could understand, through lots of nonverbal things. And even though I served in my church ministry and the children's ministry, VBS, all that kind of stuff, it took me going to Argentina on that mission trip to realize I want to work with kids for the rest of my life. And so that day or the next day that we got back from Argentina, I went and changed my major to elementary education. Not because I wanted to teach, but because I loved kids, and I knew that I wanted to spend the rest of my life working with
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. What a cool story. And now you are teaching.
Yes.
So when did it turn into you saying, I do want to teach?
Well, at first I was just like going with it, got a job teaching, and throughout teaching, I really, the process of seeing kids learn and grow and be encouraged, like that whole thing, seeing that transformation has just really encouraged me to continue in teaching and love it, and think highly of it, thinking like my job is important. And so one example, I have a girl in first grade, and at the beginning of the year she was really struggling, and as a teacher you encourage, you do what you can to help kids. You're very strategic, and by November, late November, early December, she looks up at me and she's like, Mrs. Reese, at the beginning of the year I couldn't read, and now I can. And I looked at her and I was like, I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. And she just sat up in her seat and she went back to reading her story, and she just had that confidence. And that is just an example, just one example of what you see as a teacher, and that transformation and the encouragement you can give to kids. So
that's awesome. I can't imagine you doing anything else other than teaching. Like, you're just a natural at it. Seeing you with the kids at church, and then just hearing you talk about, your day, while you're teaching at school or whatever. It's like, it's obviously you're gifted to do it. So,
and before my freshman year of college, there wasn't even on my mind.
Even a thought. That's crazy. That's awesome. All right. So, what is your favorite part about what you do? You kind of already touched on it a little bit about, seeing the kids learn and grow, but is there anything else that you just really love about teaching? Or just love about your job, even just, going to work in the morning and coming home, like just something in your job, something about what you do that is something you really enjoy?
I like creating an atmosphere where kids can learn, and there's so much that goes into teaching beforehand. So like preparing and creating an environment, like, because you don't just like come into the room the first day and teach. There's a lot of prep that goes into it, but I don't know, having things in place, I'm the type of person, I'm just very strategic in certain ways. I'm an achiever, and I'm just like, that's kind of my personality, to have things in place. So if it looks cute, that's a part of it too, but not all of it. So going to Target is fun.
Yes. Yes, you love to go to Target. We'll talk about that a little bit later too, because we've done this before, so I know a little bit about what's coming around too. But something I'm just thinking about, because I saw on Instagram an ad for these cactus pajamas pop up.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about is it cacti?
So
if it's plural, just talk to us about your recent fascination and obsession with this plant.
Okay.
And where that came from, I guess.
Okay. So my classroom theme is a cactus theme. Cactus is the singular form of the word. Cacti is the plural.
Yeah, okay.
And this is something I tell my students all the time, because it's my theme. And it's just a fun way to engage my kids. I don't necessarily just like love cacti, but I picked it as my theme, and my kids are like, oh, Miss Reese really loves cactus or cacti. They're just like, they tell their parents all the time, and it's just a great way to engage kids. If you share with them something that you like or you enjoy or think is cute, like, I just kind of thought the cactus theme was cute, and they really latch on, and then you get lots of gifts if you pick a theme.
Well, because now anytime I see anything with a cactus on it, I think of you. So I was just curious about where that came from. Did you just see something in Hobby Lobby, or?
Absolutely, Hobby Lobby. Yeah, it was.
Because they have a whole table.
Yeah, that is exactly right.
That's awesome. Okay, so moving on to a little bit of heavier stuff here. How do you combat discouragement when it comes against you? Maybe personally or within your job, just how do you, deal with that discouragement?
Well, discouragement is something that I think everybody faces, and within the context of school, a lot of times you have people outside of school, or like parents or whoever, that will say negative things about you, or some people like to blast you on Facebook, or whatever it is. And one thing I do to kind of keep myself, like my emotions, just like level, is just to not take people too seriously.
Yeah.
If they aren't, like, I would take my boss seriously if there was something that she told me that I needed to change, because she's my boss and she's qualified. Or maybe I would have a coworker who had an idea for me. I would be like, yes, awesome, thank you for sharing. But just really knowing who's inside that knit of people who can encourage you and build you up and not tear you down, and take them seriously, but not people who don't know what they're talking about. No, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Good advice to all of us to be just mindful of the opinions we take into account. Because everybody's got an opinion about everything, but that doesn't mean we have to listen to everybody. Well, I could tell you how to write your songs.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't pick me. But some things are like, maybe you don't know a person as well, and they say something and you're like, maybe they know what they're talking about, or maybe they don't, but not to take them too seriously unless you know that they do. I mean, you obviously know that I'm not the best singer. I mean, I could try, if you want to try to write a song with me, I'm sure it would be a learning experience for the both of them.
Yeah, so that's another story. I had Caleb sing some background on Possibilities, and Deborah wanted to as well, but hers didn't make the cut.
No, and I'm kind of upset about that. We should talk about that now. No, I'm just
you want to get into it? It is funny though, and maybe it could be used in something some other time.
Maybe in a fan video.
You're a good sport. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun stuff. So, what's something messy that you have had to overcome, and how did you overcome it?
Well, you were talking about discouragement. Sometimes at work you can be discouraged, or by many different things. But one thing that helps me get through those messy parts is my friends and my family, and having those people that you can rely on that won't just gossip about other people with you, but they will encourage you and listen to you talking through things, like you and Josh and Brenna and Nehemiah and Caleb, and just surrounding yourself with people who care about you and don't want you to stay in those messy parts, but that will help you out of them without condemning you or
we're really blessed that we have each other and more people even that we can go to. So that's awesome. Having friends is so important. This tiny writing. Don't drink it. It's been sitting up here since the last time we filmed. What's something that you like to do to relax and have some you time?
So we've talked about this before, but I'm more extroverted.
Mhm.
Like when I was younger, I was really shy, but then I realized that I just get energy from being with people.
Mhm.
And so when I have a small group of friends that I can just go and eat with,
Right.
or chill, talk, like that is my chill time. Not necessarily by myself all the time, but if I am by myself, I like to go to Target.
Target.
Which I talked about earlier.
Yes. So tell us about these Target trips. What are they like and why?
Well, it brings me joy just to look at the things in Target. All the snacks that they have?
Yeah.
That
fun snacks.
They're fun, they're overpriced, and I love them.
Yeah.
And not just snacks, you can go and try on all of the clothes and then put them all back, or you can just buy all of them.
Yeah.
If you have the money.
If you have the money, yeah. Totally do.
You can always get a swimsuit.
They got cute swimsuits.
Right. Caleb recently said he liked the clothes from Target, and I was like, okay, let's go. But I don't really like to go with Caleb because he wants me to leave. So
right.
Yeah. It's just therapeutic. I just walk through it.
You just like to, browse and
look at the rugs or the bedding.
Just all of it.
Just
yeah. So tell us about Caleb. Tell us about you and Caleb. Why are you together? When did you get together? That was maybe a weird way of saying that, but just what's your story? What's your romance story?
Oh, romance story.
Yeah.
So Caleb and I, we were high school sweethearts.
Yes.
We started dating 10 years ago.
It's crazy.
Wow. Yeah. We got married 5 years ago, so we dated for 5 years.
Which is a long time.
It's a long time. And then we got married, so that was fun. Caleb, he's really weird. Kind of gets me.
And I would say you get him.
I do get him. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Because he's a little weird.
Yeah. But one thing we were talking about the other night was like, we're like kids. I feel like we just want to have fun, and maybe that's how some people perceive us, but we enjoy it, and we're gonna have fun the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
I just already know that.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, I know it too. But yeah, you guys do like to have fun, and like I like to have fun too. Okay, but you guys like 100% of the time. What was that look, Deborah?
You'll see it later.
So you guys have been running out of coffee recently, often. And
the last 3 days, we have to wait for it to come in.
Yeah, but you also did the same thing last week too, where you were waiting on your coffee too.
Was it?
Yeah, that was just last week.
Oh my gosh! But you guys drank our coffee when we got it.
Because you drank our coffee.
Well, now
this is all I'm saying. I am not totally pleasant in the morning, and Caleb and Deb.
Been lately.
Well, it's been an act. I've been really trying to be a more pleasant person.
Oh no!
But
on camera.
But no, it's been good for me because I get into a routine of like, this is my morning. It's like I'm alone. I'm not seeing anybody. I don't even really talk to Josh. But you guys being there is forcing me to have energy and enjoy that part of the day with people. So but that's just kind of a difference. Like you guys really love it. Just being with people first thing when you wake up. And Josh is like that a lot too, and I think maybe it's because all of you have kind of grown up in bigger families than me. Because Josh is always like, I want people to live with us. And I'm like, no. Like I like our life. I like our space and our alone time. Where, I mean, you guys would just, you guys did live with us for a little bit. And that was a big
It was so fun.
It was.
I had so much
I
fun.
had fun too, but it was also hard.
I mean, we went on
For
a
me
cruise.
and Caleb. I think me and Caleb were the only ones who were like.
Well, we're getting ready to move in with Nehemiah and Brenda, so.
I feel like you guys. I feel like that'll work though.
Well, we'll see.
I feel like if anybody in that group needs space ever, it would be Brenna.
Maybe.
But I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you guys all just will go to sleep and wake up together. I don't know. Spend every time together. But no, all of that to say, I love you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's just funny because we do have differences in personalities and stuff, and you guys really are just like the most fun people I know. And it inspires me to not be as lame, you know? I can be a little lame sometimes. So, anywho, the long-windedness there.
We can cut some of that, right?
Sure. Okay, so what's something you like to do that's unrelated to your work? Something you enjoy doing. It can be with people, without people, just a hobby, something that gives you joy that's not work related.
So not work related, mega.
Yes,
So
mega.
Caleb and I bought this building, and I like to dream about what it's gonna look like someday.
How big is this building?
It's 2 lots, which is however big that is. I mean, it's really big.
Yeah, it's huge.
Right.
Like lots of square feet.
Yeah, lots of them.
Lots of them.
There are so many.
Yeah, so what's the dream for this? What's the plan for this?
So Caleb and I, maybe it was like our first year of marriage. We were looking at a house in town, and we were looking at it was a bigger house in town, and we were like, oh my goodness. We went and looked at it, and we were like, we just have this desire to have people live with us. Like God just gave us a vision of a home where we could take in people like who are in need, whatever that looks like. We want people to live with us, and we want to be able to help people out if they need it. And so when we bought this building, we were like, oh, we want to live upstairs in it. We want to, we can have other people live with us, and we just like want to be able to help people out. Also, it's really cool.
It's so cool.
It is so awesome. And so that didn't work out, and then this became available, and we looked at it and we're like, no, we can't do that. And we bought it.
Yeah.
Because of that, and we have commercial rentals downstairs, so it was financially a good idea for us because we have a little extra money, and we can be flexible with what we're doing because of that.
Right.
And so we don't know what is going to come up out of all of this, but we definitely just want to invite people over if they aren't living with us, and we want it to be a place where people can feel comfortable and feel like even if they're not living here, it is a place they can call home. So.
Awesome. Yeah. And you guys have been gracious to let me film a couple music videos here. We did the Messy Parts music video was shot in this room. And then the dance and drum scenes of Please Don't Kill My Vibes were shot in the room over. And it's such a cool space. So that's awesome. You guys are very hospitable. And like you said, you love people, hanging out, being around people. So what you guys have envisioned for this is really awesome.
We're excited.
I think it's an awesome dream. It's an awesome thing. So, what's a dream you have for yourself in the next 5 years, 10 years? Just what are some big dreams you have? You kind of talked about this one.
Mhm,
So what
right.
are there any other dreams?
Well, I eventually want to be mom. Like I said, I love kids. I want to have my own kids someday, not just my classroom kids. So probably in 5 years that will be a thing. And 10 years, hopefully I still have those kids.
Yeah. Hopefully they're still there.
But yeah. Yeah.
So starting a family.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Yeah.
Something important to me.
Right.
Yeah. Just not yet.
Just yeah. We're young. You're young. I'm young. We got time.
We got this time.
So you guys have also talked about doing missions work and things.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
you want to talk about that a little bit? Just what the future may hold for that.
Right. So Caleb and I have just been in one word learning. That's something we've been learning about. Different missions movements, history of missions, and just different perspectives of that. And so we are taking steps to train in that, and talking with mobilizers about what that may look like. We don't know exactly what we're doing, but we're learning and being educated in every area that we can be. Like when we have an opportunity, we're like, yes, okay, we'll take this little step, even though we don't see the full picture yet. And so we do have a heart for people of different cultures. People of different religions. Like we have a heart for people who are displaced or refugees, or whether that is here in Oklahoma or on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
We want to be with people like that and serve people like that. Yeah.
Well, you guys have displayed that here in Tonkawa, your love for people and for wanting to see the gospel go to all peoples and all nations. And you and Kayla both just have servant hearts, and you inspire me to have that as well. So yeah, well that's awesome. Is there anything else you would like the people to know about Deborah, or is there any advice, any wisdom you would like to leave us with?
Wisdom.
Like if there was one thing people got out of this video, what would it be?
We didn't do this in the last one.
I'm going off script.
I don't know what to say.
I'm mostly asking it because I just got asked it in my interview.
What did you say? I want to hear what
I
you
hated
said.
the question too.
What did you say?
I said that the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing isn't simply because I love music and I love to sing. It's because I believe music is powerful, and it can change people, it can change mindsets, it can change moods, atmospheres, and if I could do that positively to someone, I want to do that. That's what I said.
That's awesome. That is a great
Is that a good answer?
That's
Because I freaked out, man. I was like, I don't know. Anyway, I just freaked out about the question. This might not even make it in the video. I'm just saying. I freaked out about the question too, so I'm sorry for asking you. That might have been a little rude, but
that was so rude. So rude.
But I don't know. I just didn't know if you had anything.
Oh. Well,
I want the people to know.
Right. Well, first you said, is there anything that you want the people to know? Well,
Yeah.
I actually, to answer that question, I actually starred in a Ciara Brooke music video.
Oh, yes. No, this is good. This is usable.
I was the star.
Yeah. Yeah. You were the main female lead in the Please Don't Kill My Vibes music video. It was Deborah Reese starring all these other people.
Right. Whatever.
But yeah, so that was like one of the like most fun things I think I've done yet in my music career was make that music video with my friends. Like it was just so much fun, and we should just hang out like that more often, you know? Just minus the cameras. Or we could have the cameras there.
Right. I mean, I'm totally fine with
Because we ended up looking pretty good.
You're right.
On
As long as you help me with my hair.
Yeah. But yeah, so that is funny because your kids at school afterwards thought you were famous.
Yes, they did.
And that they could have cared less about Ciara Brooke.
Right.
They were all about,
Because you're not a teacher.
Miss Reese is famous!
Which is
But
also a great reason to be a teacher, but kids are fickle because they will turn on you. I had the same kid that was like, after the music video, was the same kid that told me that I look way better without my glasses on. Miss Reese, you look way better without those on.
Yeah. That sounds like something a kid would say.
Right. You look way better.
Yeah.
So, without,
That's like when Gracie and Alana, the two of the kids your parents adopted at church, when they tell me, "Did you just wake up? You look like you just woke up."
I like kind of rude that on me. My mom might get mad.
No, it's funny. It's cute. Because then they give me hugs and love-ins, and they're right. I mean,
I just wake up.
Don't always look great in the morning, okay? Like we talked about earlier. So, but okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, this was great. Thanks for doing this again for a second time.
Yeah.
The first time I feel like might have been a little smoother.
It was definitely better.
Because this time we were like, we've already done this. But it was still good. I think the people will love it. I'm just being really weird today. I'm sorry. Anyway, thank you for joining me here on all these possibilities. Stay tuned, watching out on my YouTube channel for more episodes. I'm going to be interviewing more of my sisters and some of my friends, and then also some fabulous people of the community of Tonkawa and beyond. So this, I'm excited to do it because it really does inspire me, hearing your story, hearing other people's stories, hearing about their hopes, their dreams, how they've overcome things. It inspires me. So I hope it inspires you all. And we'll see you next time.
Hey. All these possibilities.